Hi there, this is Ranjit, and let's do the last tech Q&A session of 2019. And I've asked you guys via Twitter. I've got a few questions, bunch of them. So let's go over them. And the first question I got from was Adwait. He's saying, Xiaomi now seems to be slowly losing market share in India, he says, with Realme and other brands launching competitive devices. Do you think Xiaomi can retain the number one spot in 2020? I don't think so. Xiaomi is going anywhere even in 2020. The thing is that, yes, now we see Realme has been very aggressive in 2019, and I think so even in 2020 that this fight between Realme and Xiaomi will continue, and that's good for us as consumers. But I don't see that Xiaomi will just dwindle away in 2020. So again, I don't see Xiaomi losing anywhere to Realme or anything, but the fight will continue. This is the next one from Chiranjeevi. He says, hey, Ranji, do you think foldable smartphone does have a space in 2020? Yes, I feel in 2020 we will see a lot more foldable smartphones, and hopefully slightly reasonable priced ones, because currently the pricing is insane on the foldable phones. The reason why I say the future is foldable phones is because I am using the Galaxy Fold now for more than 2 months as my primary smartphone, and it has changed the entire experience how I use a smartphone. So this is the next biggest revolution that I see in smartphones, and we will see a lot more different form factors in 2020 and even in 2021. But again, I don't see the pricing of these foldable phones to come down significantly in 2020, but we might see different form factors. For example, this fold acts like a normal phone and transform into a mini tablet. Then we have the Razer, which has a clamshell and opens like a normal phone. So we'll see a lot more playing around with the form factors, and so it will continue, and that is the space that is keeping me excited about smartphones moving forward. Let's move to the next, and this is by Mr. Manohar. He's saying why there is a lot of difference between 20 watt VOOC charging by Realme and 18 watt Redmi charging speeds. The difference is just 2 watts. Manohar, the VOOC chargers that are used with the Realme and even OnePlus uses that do charge significantly faster than other fast chargers. For example, the Realme that you're talking is 18 watt Qualcomm counterpart, and the reason is that the way it charges is very different. For example, if you notice the VOOC chargers that is used by Realme and even OnePlus, when you hold the phone, even though if it's charging faster, the phone does not feel very hot. Whereas look at other Qualcomm quick charging and stuff, when the quick charging happens, the phone gets heated up. That's why it can't charge it very quickly. What VOOC has done is that if you notice, the charger actually gets a lot hotter than the smartphone. So the way they are charging is significantly different, and because of that they're able to pump in a lot more power quickly. Hence you see that Realme chargers are generally faster, that VOOC charging is faster than 18 watt chargers, though technically speaking just 2 watt difference. Next, let's move to this one. This is by Star Lord. He says, which is the best, iPhone 11 or iPhone 10R under budget your picks? Again, it comes down to personal preference. I would say I have both the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 10R, and I'm going to just sell off this iPhone 11 very soon. The only big difference is that the iPhone 11 has much better camera, and that you also get that ultra wide camera. So if you need that, go with the iPhone 11. But now you can get the iPhone 10R for a significantly lower price, and if you don't care that much about the camera, I don't see a big difference between both these phones in day-to-day usage. So again, it comes down to your personal preference, and biggest thing would be the camera. So again, do that. I have the iPhone 10R and I'm using that in the car. Anyways, let's move to the next one. This is by Shiva Kumar. Give a comparison between Realme Buds Air and JBL C100, which is worth for money as it's in the same price category. And I got more than like 10 or 15 of you asking about this. The Realme Buds and the JBL C100, which I reviewed about a week ago. Those are in here, and I have both, and I would say both are actually very different. This Realme ones are like AirPods, so they just hang in your ear like this, whereas the JBLs are like proper in ear, so they seal your ear. But if we talk about the sound quality, the JBLs definitely have a lot more punchier and better bass compared to this Realme. So again, if you are sort of a music lover, I would say then the JBL will go ahead. And personally, as you can see, I have this was in my office, but the JBL, I don't have it here because it's in my house and I'm personally using it. When I was traveling also, I was using the JBL. So yes, if sound is the highest criteria, the JBL C100 goes ahead. In terms of functionality though, the Realme goes ahead because this has wireless charging and the case is also a lot more smaller. But again, when it comes to music, JBL goes ahead, and that's the reason I'm personally using the JBLs over this. This is just sitting in my office. Anyways, let's move to the next one, and this is by Mr. Orwell. He's asking, does Realme Buds support iOS like AirPods, or will there be yes, the Realme Buds will work with iPhones. It's just Bluetooth headset. These are normal Bluetooth headsets, so yes, it will work even with iPhones. This is by Monish. He's asking, do you think NFC is needed in India? Since sharing sharing and payments, I didn't go to Bangalore since a long time, but my uncle said that even in tea shops, they are asking for Paytm's QR code. Yes, I think someone you are asking about NFC in payments. Yes, NFC is actually used in payments. For example, Google Pay, etc. And for some, you need NFC. But again, in India, many of these digital payments are actually happening with the QR code. For example, as you said, Paytm. So I don't think so. NFC is a must for payments, because in India and even in China, many vendors or shops are implementing that QR code, and for that you just need a normal phone with a camera and it can scan. So I feel yes, NFC is a nice feature to have, but again, it won't be that prevalent in India because generally NFC functionality is not available on budget phones. It only comes in premium, mid-range or above phones. So I don't think so it will be that prevalent in India. And I have NFC in almost every phone that I use, every high-end phone that I have NFC. And I would say I have rarely used it. For example, I have a Bluetooth speaker. Sometimes to pair it, I just have used it once or twice. And apart from that, I personally haven't used NFC a lot. It's a nice feature to have, but again, I don't think so in India it'll be widespread. And the QR code thing that Paytm and others are doing, that will be a lot more relevant. Anyways, let's move to the next one. This is by Shubham. Will OLED makes to budget segment? I think so. You're asking about smartphones. That's AMOLED screen. I think so. What do you mean by budget? Because these days you can get AMOLED smartphones for about 16,000 also available. So yes, they have come into the mid-range market, but I don't think so. The AMOLED phones will come in that sub 8,000, 9,000. Smartphones anytime, because compared to a LCD screen, AMOLED screens are just more expensive to manufacture. Anyways, let's move to the next one. This is by SRK Fan. What's your expectation from Samsung mid-rangers in 2020, as they have improved a lot in 2019? Looking forward to buy the Note 10 Lite. Any suggestions? Yes, the Note 10 Lite is coming soon to India, and I think so in January sometime. Rumors are that it will officially launch in India. I will definitely try to test it out and let you guys know. And I have a lot of expectations from Samsung in 2020, because in 2019 we saw the new M series, and M series had some good phones. So I'm expecting them to continue with the new M series, and I think so Samsung, it's high time Samsung shakes up the mid-range market, and they have a lot of chance with the M series. This is by Arun. He's asking, is the Canon 200D Mark II worth buying? This is a DSLR related question, and I don't have the Canon 200D Mark II. This is my Canon this is 70D. I also had the 200, the Canon 200. It's in the other studio, and the Mark II adds the 4K option to it. But personally speaking, I'll just give you my personal opinion. For example, why we use a what do you say, 70D, 80D, not the what do you say, Canon 200D. The problem with the Canon 200D is that it misses on us some of the features that I need. For example, the ISOs, we don't have granular adjustment. For example, it jumps the ISOs from 200, 400, 800, 1600. You can't set values in middle, and sometimes when you're shooting, you don't have perfect lighting, you have to use the ISO that's in the middle. That is not provided. Another thing that was missing in the Canon 200D is, for example, you have to sometimes play with the color temperature. That's known as Kelvin. That functionality is also not provided in this 200D, and those are some of the reasons we stopped using the Canon 200D. So again, if you don't need those features what I'm talking about, you can go with that. But we are personally looking to towards the 90D, which is the replacement to the 80D. That also has 4K, but also has some of the professional features that we need to shoot. Hope that info helps. Anyways, let's move to the next one. This is by Amarnath. Do you think the new Razer phone is perfect folding phone, as the Samsung one is more of a folding tablet? What do you expect more from companies like OnePlus and Mi? I don't know about OnePlus. I doubt the OnePlus might launch a folding phone, but Xiaomi is definitely going to launch a folding phone. I hope they release it in India in 2020 if they launch it. And yes, the Razer folding phone form factor is very different. It is a clamshell, and when you open, it becomes like a normal phone. And Samsung decided to do very different. This is a phone, and when you open, it becomes a mini tablet. And I feel for folding, I personally feel this is a better form factor, because when it's the normal thing, you use it like a normal phone, but when you want to do anything serious, you have a lot more screen estate. So again, yes, we are going to see a lot of form factors, but personally, after using the Fold, I prefer this form factor where it opens up and gives you a better, what do you say, field of view. You get a lot more screen estate. For example, watching YouTube videos, even have watched movies on this one, and it's a very immersive experience, and you can just carry it everywhere in the pocket where it's folded. So we're going to see a lot of form factors to continue in 2020. Let's move to the next one. This is by Nikhil. He says Huawei Watch GT2 for about 16,000 or the Galaxy Watch selling for about 20,000. I had tested and reviewed the Galaxy Watch, the latest one, just about a month ago. Check my channel, and I would say it's a good Android watch, one of the better Android watches that I have used. I haven't tested this Huawei Watch GT2. Let's see if I can actually get it and test it out in January. I just don't want to comment without testing it. So again, stay tuned. Hopefully, if I get time, I will get it in January and test it out. This is by I Shivraj. What do you think about 5G in India? And I've got quite a few questions regarding 5G in India, when it's coming, blah, 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 blah. And I think so 5G again in India is still long way. We are just end of December almost, and even the bidding for 5G hasn't started. And right now the whole telecom sector is in a doldrum. There are only two big names left. That is, one is Jio and one is Airtel. And if you've been following the financial news, Airtel is saying that delay the 5G auctions because the industry is in doldrums. So even the auctions for the spectrums haven't started. I expect that to happen sometime around mid of 2020 or even the third quarter of 2020. So after that only the allocations will be done and all this thing. So that will be start of 2021, and these guys will start rolling out by then. So by end of 2021 only, this is the best case scenario that I'm talking, we will see 5G. From industry sources, I don't want to name, I'm hearing that the rollout will be delayed and it might be almost 2022 when we see 5G in India. But again, we are going to see a lot of smartphones in 2020 having 5G, and they will say 5G capable. But again, we won't have 5G. But yes, we are going to see almost every flagship having 5G, and even some of the mid-range phones are having 5G. That'll be released in 2020. But 5G in India specifically is a long way right now. Anyways, let's move to the next. This is by Ronak Agarwal. He says, which is the best 55-inch TV under 40,000? I need to buy a long-lasting TV with good sound and picture. This is very difficult to say which is the best because I haven't tested all. About 4 or 5 months ago, I had seen a TCL 55-inch television in one of my friend's house. If I recall, it was the P series, and it was really good. The picture quality and even the sound. In fact, I said my nephew actually who lives in Nagpur asked me for a budget TV, and I told him to take this TCL 55-inch P series TV, and he told me, I haven't seen it because I haven't visited him, but he told me the picture quality and the audio is actually really good on that. I had an old TCL TV I tested, and comparing it with the Xiaomi same one, I felt that the picture quality on the TCL was good. If you can get access to this TCL TV in any showroom or stuff, go out and see. There's the picture quality on the TCL TVs, specifically the P series, is much superior to many of the Chinese vendors like Xiaomi and stuff. Anyways, I hope it helps. Not the iFalcon, the TCL series I'm talking about. Anyways, let's move to the next one. This is by Abhishek. What is the most practical tech innovation this year which is going to develop further in the coming years? Very interesting question. And this is not regarding smartphones. I feel this year, two technologies that are going to make a huge impact moving forward is AI. The stuff that we have seen developed in 2019 AI is just mind-boggling, and we just talk about AI, but it's going to affect everyone in the next couple of years. And the next thing is quantum computing. Google showed a real quantum computer, and this is going to change the world in the next couple of years. So very exciting stuff by quantum computers. Just think of computing as if you think your regular computer is powerful, think a quantum computer that is about 1,000,000 times powerful. Just imagine what we can do. So that is something that is going to transform our lives. And also AI, the kind of innovations and the developments that we are seeing in AI is just mind-boggling, and that will change a lot. In fact, I'm planning to post a dedicated video on AI. Let me know if what do you guys think about it. I've done a lot of research in the last couple of weeks about that. Very interesting things that will change the way we perceive world, and AI is going to be there moving forward, you like it or not. This is by Vignesh. He's asking, do you think ultrasonic fingerprint scan is the future, or optical in-display fingerprint scan is enough? Which one is best? A very interesting question. Technically speaking, I was very excited about ultrasonic fingerprint scanners. For example, if you recall, the Samsung Galaxy S10 series had that, and even the Galaxy Note actually had that. But in real world, I would say, yes, technically they work, but they were simply not as fast as in-display fingerprint scanner. And as of now, if I have to pick between one, ultrasonic and in-display fingerprint scanner, I would say the in-display fingerprint scanner is definitely way more faster than the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. And I think so we will see a lot more phones coming with in-display fingerprint scanner because they're just so fast. Ultrasonic, great technology, technically supposed to be more secure, but again, it is not as fast. And again, the false positive that you get is quite a lot more than the in-display fingerprint scanner. So guys, these were the questions, and we are coming to the end of 2019. So very happy new year to all of you. And I'm also looking forward to 2020. We're going to see a lot of new technology and stuff. So again, stay tuned to my channel. And if you guys are still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.